What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Game Room Podcast. I'm Rome.
I'm Dev.
Oh man, what a week! How you doing?
All right. Tired.
What's up to Queen Nat? Nerd. That's what Jeff used to do. What a dork. Anyways, this is the Game Room Podcast, where each and every week we go over all the topics in gaming that you need to know about. I'm back again with another Super Bowl hat. I bought another one.
Of course.
I'm up to 4.
Is that enough? Are you satisfied?
Never be satisfied. I think that's the true Philly way. You know, it's like you're never satisfied. You know, you win the Super Bowl, and what are we talking about the next week? Well, now we got to go win another Super Bowl. You know what I mean? You enjoy it, you take it, you have a great time, and move on. The problem is that they don't have any hoodies in my size. I keep going to the store.
One day you'll find one.
And I keep leaving with a hat. So, anyways. Alright, we got a lot of stuff to get into today. We're talking the Pokemon Presents, WB closing their studios, canceling their Wonder Woman game. Also, Fable got delayed, and a bunch of other stuff, including some kind of late breaking news for the podcast, some rumors going around that went up just before we went live. We'll be talking all about that and more. Again, like I said, it's the Game Room Podcast. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Join our Discord, which you can find in the description down below. In the meantime, Deborah, let's talk about topic number 1 on the show, the Pokemon Presents. Now, Dev, so you watched the Pokemon Presents, as did I. What are your overall reactions? We're going to go kind of break everything down, but overall reactions, what do you got?
I don't have much to say about it. It was okay. You know, like, they showed Pokemon AZ or ZA, and that was pretty much the only thing of note for me there. And even that is like, well, go ahead. I'll let you.
So I'm in a really similar boat for you. I left the Pokemon Presents really happy with ZA. I think, look, I understand the graphics aren't good. If it's 2025, if you're sitting here expecting Game Freak to have good graphics, like I don't.
No, you should still have those expectations.
I don't know, man. The gameplay. The problem is that Legends Arceus. Here's my counterpoint. Legends Arceus looked like dog shit. However, I loved the game. I loved the experience. It was such a great game that, like, am I going to go into it and say, like, oh man, like, the game looks great graphics?
But you should. You should. It's not like Pokemon is the biggest IP in the world. You're telling me they can't make the game look nice? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Look, I don't...
That's insane.
I agree, but I'm just saying in terms of the gameplay, I liked what I saw from the game.
It should be the most AAA game out there, and it's just not. And I don't know.
So we'll break down as we get into it, but we're just going to kind of real quickly run through. I'm starting from the bottom because for some reason Polygon flipped this upside down.
Oh, you're starting? I have it.
I'm just running through some of the smaller stuff. I mean, you can keep playing that. It's not a huge deal. Ty said Pokemon Z-Day was trash. Looks like a damn GameCube game with garbage-ass gameplay. I would push back and say the GameCube Pokemon games are great. So if you're that, I take that as a compliment.
It doesn't look like to me.
I'm really doing a lot of defending for them, even though I'm going to rant about them in a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't to me. It doesn't look like trash, but
no,
it should look better than that. And gameplay wise, I played about like 2 or 3 hours of Arceus. I don't think I'm getting ZA after the gameplay I saw. Like,
okay,
it's it looks like more of that, and I don't want to do more of that. Like, so I'm not getting this game.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
So Nat says didn't watch the Pokemon Presents, but saw clips of it. Not sure how she feels about it. It's one of those things you actually have to see actual gameplay before you draw conclusions. I agree, and yeah, it should have the best graphics of any game on the market with how big it will come.
Absolutely.
Look, that's fair. I am doing a little bit of.
They're raking in how much money are they raking in just from TCG every day?
We have a headline about that later. But
yeah, it's.
But again, we'll get to it. So real quick, again, we're going to zoom through a lot of this because it's the basic fare that we knew we were going to see. We saw a Pokemon Cafe remix, a new Apple-themed menu's coming, if you're looking forward to that. Pokemon Concierge, which, from an art style perspective, I have no interest in. But
really? Okay.
I'm just, it's not my thing.
You don't like stop motion kind of like.
I don't mind it, but like this wasn't something that I was like, oh my god, I gotta go see it. Like it's cool to make, right? Like I'm looking at this footage of it and like the Arcanine and the test footage, like it looks good, but it's just I don't know. It's not an art style that like calls out to me, if that makes sense.
I get it. To me, it has like a stop motion, almost a Tim Burton, but like a lot lighter.
I guess.
And I really like Tim Burton-esque, like They're like toys almost. Everything there is like a felt toy. The Pokemon are felt.
I don't know.
She looks like.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I like the art style.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes of the first season.
I was gonna say, well, so the first season I think is free on YouTube right now for a few days.
I think it's not the whole season. I think it's like a couple episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they re-upped for season 2. I mean, it does look good. It's not that it's not that I'm like super like negative on it, but it's just not something that like I feel indifferent.
I got you.
Now I was never a fan of the GameCube Pokemon games. Blasphemous. But she also says she hates the stop motion style. Which again, yeah, that just doesn't speak to me. But hey, if you liked it, they're coming out with a season 2 later this year. Pokemon Sleep is getting a Cresselia and Darkrai event, which Darkrai gives nightmares.
Yeah.
So like, this game is supposed to be like calming and about sleep. I don't know.
But I think that's why Cresselia is there. It's like Cresselia versus Darkrai.
I guess, but like what Darkrai is like, I don't know. For me, that was just like that's a weird thing because like this isn't a game about you fighting or battling. It's literally just you sleeping, and your Pokemon are sleeping too.
Yeah, but
so I don't know. I thought that was kind of a weird tie-in. Like even in the trailer, it's like Darkrai is like gathering all the negative like I don't know, vibes or energy or whatever. I guess Cresselia does kind of save the day.
Yeah, it's like Cresselia versus Darkrai. Plus, people think Darkrai is cool. You know what I mean? Like,
no, Darkrai is a very cool Pokemon. I'm not questioning how cool Darkrai is. It's just kind of, I don't know. I thought it was a weird tie-in. Nat always hated the old stop-motion Christmas movies. Ever since she was like 3. That's nostalgia, though, Nat. I can't.
Oh,
like,
no, I can't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love stop motion.
There's some nostalgia for that.
Yeah.
Pokemon Masters EX has a 5-year anniversary stuff with the trainers from Omega and Sapphire, May and Brendan. Pokemon Unite is getting an edition of Suicune on March 1st. This goes a little out of order. So, hold on. So, Pokemon TCG Pocket was talked about. Their 4th expansion, Triumphant Light, dropped last Friday. And it doesn't say it here, but they also announced that ranked battling is coming.
I think it says it at the very end.
Well, I'm saying on.
Okay.
Not the video. I know it says it in the video.
Yeah.
I just, for the sake of saving time, we're using Polygon's recap. But I watched the presents. That's why I'm mentioning it because I remember them saying it. But so yeah, ranked battles coming. The new pack. I've opened a few packs of the new pack. I'm still kind of trying to get the last rare cards that I need from the original packs. So I'm not really focusing on the newer packs still.
I've opened a bunch already.
Of the new pack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, for me, I'm like I kind of try to spread it out, but I'm still opening the old packs because I'm still missing like rare cards from that. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, Pokemon TCG is great. I mean, I log in every day. I mean, we've talked about it, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more in the show. But I know you're probably really excited for the ranked battles.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot of
I like the battling, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do as... Forrest does like 3 times as many battles as I do. He plays a lot.
That's psychotic. I mean, it's fun. I like it, but... I'm going to do Champions next, just so you know.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to go in order, but it's weird. And then next up, we got an announcement that at first, I thought it was everything that I've been asking for.
I thought it was too.
I was watching it, and like they're showing these kids playing Game Boys, and then they go and they're like... The second where I thought something might have been up was when it goes to the N64 and they're playing Pokemon Stadium. But then I got re-excited, but then I instantly got unexcited again. So, with Pokemon Champions, it's basically a Pokemon game that is solely focused on the battling aspect of Pokemon, which I think is genius. I mean, number one...
First of all, it should have been done already. There's like...
What kind of was with Stadium? They just haven't done a Stadium in 20-something years.
That's what I mean. It should have been done already. It should have been done for it should have been a consistent thing. There should have been a stadium on each platform, in my opinion, because that's what people want.
So,
I mean,
a few things. So, my initial reaction to Pokemon Champions was that of excitement, right? Because again, I love the battling in the Pokemon games. Like, that's something that I love. I love the old school experience of the mainline Pokemon games, absolutely. But I've been begging for a stadium game for easily.
So what about this do you not like?
So, something that I'm not, that has me uneasy about it was, and I'm going to pull up the second headline. It's not really, it's part of the same headline. But Pokemon Champions is going to be limited to select Pokemon at launch. So
that's kind of a given though. Like,
I don't like that. So official notice about this, which also mentions how you can send Pokemon from Pokemon Home to the game. It says, at the time of release, only select Pokemon will be available for use in Pokemon Champions. Not all Pokemon available in Home will appear in Champions. The Pokemon you can send to Champions via Pokemon Home are limited to Pokemon that appear in Champions. For me, this was an instant like, okay, I'm tuning out of this.
did you think they were going to put every single Pokemon into?
Yeah, I expected it to be a full Pokemon game with battling. Battling is the core mechanic. We have it built into the mainline games where all these Pokemon know how to battle. Mm-hmm. Are you telling me that they literally they can't do this? Like,
no, I think they can. It's kind of like with TCG. It's like, hey, these cards are already out. Why not just give us all the cards?
But the problem is, this is a different kind of experience, in my opinion, where it's like with the cards, the sole purpose of TCG. I know the battling's there, but hear me out. The sole purpose of the game is to collect cards. Champions is not a collectathon. They've made it clear that like, hey, we're taking the battle experience, and that's the point of the game.
Sure.
So I was just like, okay, so I guess you're live servicing this, where it's like, hey guys, every season we're gonna drop like 10 Pokemon or 20 Pokemon or something like that. That just tuned me out. I was
really?
Like, yeah, that was a major.
I kind of
for me.
That's what I when I saw this, I kind of expected it. Like, Stadium kind of has the perfect formula for a live service game. You know, like you get, I don't know, 50 Pokemon at launch, and then they have events and stuff that they keep dropping.
It's just simple stuff. It's just real simple stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's mobile too. They're not going to give you every single Pokemon at launch and then be done with it.
That's fine. They can go off that model, but that's just not what.
It's same thing like TCG. They're not going to give you every card at launch. They're going to give packs as they go along, and like you'll get stuff.
But that's still different because you're still collecting cards, and also you can have different cards of the same Pokemon.
Sure.
Each pack has had like similar Pokemon, or the same Pokemon pop up in different packs. Different
sure.
lines.
But like, there's different versions of different Pokemon as well. Like we saw an Ultra form, and we saw the crystallization form. So
yeah. Listen, I get it. I'm not saying that like the business model doesn't make sense to me or anything. I was just, that was for me, like that was like a real like a running like a real high, and then it was just like crashed and burned. Where it's just like, I mean, like let's see gameplay, but it's just Pokemon battle.
Yeah. And
the problem is like, yes, Ty, it's a mobile game, but it's also an experience that they said they were bringing to console, which is something that they haven't done for all of their other games. TCG Pocket's not on the Switch, so when you say that you're bringing it to console, that's going to give me the assumption, looking at your, like, Pokemon Go is not on console. In fact, out of all the Pokemon, like, mobile games, live service games that they're pushing right now, I think Unite is the only one. That's a MOBA. So the gameplay style makes sense for that of a console game.
Yeah.
Right? So when I look at their release strategy for the games, if you're telling me you're bringing this to the Switch family, which implies it's a Switch 2 game, like, I'm going to expect a more premium product. Like, if they said, hey, this game is just mobile, it's just mobile, like, that's what we're doing, like, okay, like, then I can set expectations and, like, it is what it is. Like, if you're going to put this out on Switch and you think I'm going to pay for it and, like, it launches with, like, 30 Pokemon or 40 Pokemon, like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, like there's no shot. Maybe the updates are free and, like, I check it out, like, a year or two down the line, but, like,
I hear you, but
like
I was not expecting every single Pokemon at launch.
You're honing in on this battle fantasy where you're like, the only thing we're focusing on here is battling. So it's like, why wouldn't you, like, again, like, it just feels like a mediocre experience at that point.
I think the same reason that they have, I think the same reason for TCG and even for Pokemon Snap or what's it called, Unite. It's like, hey, we can announce, hey, these characters are coming to this game. You should be excited. This game that I play, like, hey, we're getting new characters. Or we're getting a lot. I think even with this, I think it'll get. I think Unite's getting like 3 new. I think with this Champions, you'll probably get like 10 new Pokemon every couple months, and I think that'll be exciting.
So Todd, keep in mind
it'll change the meta and stuff.
These are initial reactions. I mean, obviously we need to know more. Like, I don't know if it's a premium game or not. If it's
a
free-to-play game, that's a big difference. Like, if it comes out and, like, I mean, I guess if it's mobile, it's probably going to be free to download.
I assume free to play.
You would have to at that point, but I don't know. Just for me personally, going from like. And I understand how much of a gap this is and the amount of Pokemon, but like it's hard to look at it in a positive light when, like, as a kid I was able to pop my N64 cartridge into the N64 and every Pokemon was available for battling, every single one. Now granted, like at the time when Pokemon Stadium 2, it was only like 200 something, but like I don't know, like it's just, it feels dumb and to retread it like in a way where like the Pokemon aren't like if this game comes out and it is just straight up battling, like you just battle. It's just Pokemon Stadium, right? Pokemon Stadium and other things too, but I'm saying just like the core battling experience. I don't know if I'm gonna be there day one for like. Also, you would have to think that like part of the fun would be like different combinations of teams being made. Like if you launch and you have like the same like 40 Pokemon, is that first few months of that game going to be fun if you're playing competitively with others and everyone's using the exact same Pokemon? Like I don't know.
Yeah. TCG. See, a lot of your argument sounds really contradictory to like TCG because like I'm seeing the same thing. When TCG first came out, you only had an option of like 80 cards that everyone had, and I was battling, and that's when I told you, hey, the battling's really fun, and everyone's using the same decks. Like it's not like there was a variety, and at the time there was only like 3 good proper decks that you could use. So it's like the arguments that you're using don't really like.
But that's not the same game though. Like here's the thing: I understand you love it for the battling, and I enjoy the battling.
Even for collecting,
TCG Pocket is a collectathon where you can use your cards in battle.
Sure,
like,
but why can't you just collect from different decks already, like different stuff?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
So they just came out with Triumph Light. They just had before that the Paradise one. Why aren't there more already?
Because it's about collecting.
Yeah, but why don't just drop them all and you can pick and choose whatever.
The cards is the point.
Yeah, but why not just drop them all and you can pick and choose which ones you want to open?
Doesn't make sense for the
exactly.
For the
it doesn't make sense for the game,
Dude,
and it's the same thing with this.
Two totally different things. They're not the same concept. If Champions was about going out and catching Pokemon and bringing them into battle, then you can make that argument. And like again, maybe it is that, but they made it seem like their core focus is strictly just the battling. That's it, nothing else. Am I wrong in that assumption?
No, it does seem like it's just the battling, but I don't see why they would drop 1,000 plus Pokemon day one and just kind of fuck off and like that doesn't make sense.
Again, going the mobile route, like I understand that that's going to be their business model, but for me, it's like okay, well that again, I'm just
even if it was a console game, I would imagine it would have DLC and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
from my perspective, it was an instant turn off for me, where I was like, okay,
even if this was a console game, they would still have DLC packs and stuff like that where they don't drop all the Pokemon day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could do updates as new games come out and stuff like that. Like if they wanted to go that route, like they still could have an option. They could or do like variants, like shiny variants. Maybe you pay for shiny variants. Like there are ways to monetize this, but still do it. And like I don't know. For me, I was just like, I guess we'll see more. But I was just like, okay, like
all right.
It for me again. This is my personal opinion. It killed it. No, here's the thing, Ty. You're not understanding. If they're going live service route, like I understand it. I'm just speaking for me and my interest in the game. It just doesn't. I don't know. Like I have to see. Like if they launch with like 500 Pokemon, maybe like that's a lot of Pokemon. So like maybe if they do it that way, but I can't see them launching with that many. Like if you're going to do it in increments and seasons, it's going to be like 20 or 30 like a pop, like a drop. You would think, right? So it's like for me, that's just. They can do whatever they want. They make the games however they want to make it. But me personally, I went from the beginning of the trailer, I was up here, and then like at the end, before I even realized not every Pokemon, I was still like, okay, all right, but I don't.
If it's free to play, I'm
like 2-3 years in, I'll pop in. Then
if it's free to play, I'll be there day one. Because I already know I'm not going to be playing TCG for a lot longer. I don't
play a lot of games on my mobile phone like that, so it's like TCG Pocket's like the one game, and I enjoy opening my packs. I don't battle every day. What the fuck are you talking about? I understand it. I'm just saying it's not the style of game that I wanted them to make in this situation. What the fuck is he? You know what? You're getting a minute. You're not even making sense.
Ty,
you're being nonsensical. I'm not defending it or. No, it's nonsense. That's just nonsense. You can sit there for 60 seconds.
I'm on Ty's side with this one.
You're right. I guess I enjoy the game. It's great, everyone. I love Pokemon Champions.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help anything. You do this with AI too. Like that solves the argument.
We'll talk about AI. What do you mean? I'm not allowed to be down on it. It's like, well, Rome, how dare you think this? Anyways, they showed Pokemon Legends ZA, and the gameplay wise, I loved it. Yes, like. It is a big problem that their graphics just don't look good, and like I'm trying to keep in mind that this is going to be a Switch 1 game. But like Yeah, some of it looks rough in terms of like the backgrounds. There's one shot, and I'm not expecting you to pull it up on the B-roll right now, but I want to see if I can find it myself real quick. He's on a roof.
Oh, is the one he's jumping across?
The background is like really bad. Hold on, I think it might be at the end here. Let's see. No, this is terrible content, but I want to see if I can find it myself. There was like a thing where he walks up onto the roof, and like you could look out into Lumio City, and it just looks terrible. Of course I can't find it. Anyways, no, it just looked bad. But the problem is that Legends Arceus also looked terrible graphically, but like I ended up really loving that game. So like I want to kind of remain optimistic about it, that I'm going to have a great time with it. I know that you're saying it's more of the same, it doesn't interest you. I personally loved it. I loved going out and in a real time setting, like going out and catching Pokemon, whether it be like the battling in real time, the catching them, having to like actually throw the Pokeball yourself. I thought it was a really cool concept, and there is kind of watching the B-roll to see.
Like I'll say this, looks wise, it's good enough. Like
yeah, exactly. I think it's good enough. Weird. So very small thing, right? So the starters, loving the Gen 2 representation, but I think it's really weird. They went with 2 Gen 2 starters, and then like they just threw Pig in there. There's some guy.
Senekill got canceled. We know why.
First of all, that's not his fault. It's not true. That's
it's not.
That's
it's
slander.
true.
It's
there.
It's slander.
It's written.
And
he got exposed.
It was slander.
It got exposed. Nintendo got hacked, and he got exposed.
I will continue to stand by Cyndaquil.
You can stand by whatever you want. The facts are the facts, and people know now.
That's my guy.
He got canceled, and Pig got put in.
Hold on. Oh, I think I just saw it for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, Cyndaquil, get him out of here.
It's like right here.
They not like us with Cyndaquil.
All right. It's at the 2:50 minute, like the 2:45 mark. When this clears out, like this looked pretty bad. Like there's a forest or like a park, and it just looks terrible. I saw like a screenshot of it, but no, it's. I think the gameplay is good enough. I really enjoy it. There was part of the battling that they show. Actually, I don't even think this is the whole trailer, but part of the battling they show is like you're running around and your Pokemon kind of move with you to dodge attacks, and I gotta see more if that's like actually how it works.
Yeah, it tells you like. I think it actually gives you a warning which way you can run.
I want to feel like I'm living through the show, man. Like if you're like, it's like, hey, let's get out of the way. We both dodge. Like that'd be kind of cool. I think. I don't know. I love the Legends games, so this one is something that I'm looking forward to, even if it has its graphical shortcomings. But so yeah, that was the Pokemon Presents. If you want to play like the early versions of Pokemon games, just pirate them. Just pirate them. There's
yeah,
like what's the point? And so this is actually something that frustrates me, right? So like obviously we talked about like you talk about setting expectations, right? And like you said like, oh, you shouldn't expect these things. It's like I think it's kind of a no-brainer, and like so therefore yeah, you should expect these things. Like the backwards compatible. I don't think I've ever seen an IP just focus so much and try to leech off your nostalgia while also not letting you like enjoy that nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing. Like every year, right? They do these Pokemon Presents and they show these videos of like these kids playing the OG games on their Game Boys. And it's just like hey, remember the good old days? Well, they're fucking gone. So get on the program. Get the new game. It's like I would like to have the new game and the old game. I would gladly continue to pay for NSO to have these games while buying the new games.
Yeah, I don't know why they...
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Why they don't do it.
It's nonsensical. So, like, I don't care. If the Nintendo Ninjas want to come and murder me, go ahead. I'll give you my address. Not online, because that would be stupid, but you know where I live. Just come and get it over with. Just pirate the games. Pirate all the Pokemon games. Who cares? Like, they're not going to give you a way to do it, to play them. It's like, hey, go on eBay and spend $500 on a copy of Crystal. Go fuck yourself. It's just like, no. Nonsense.
You watch One Piece one time, and now you're telling everyone to pirate.
I am king of the pirates. Look, show's pretty good. It's okay. It's good.
We're not even getting to the good part. So the fact that you're okay with it now is
I'm okay with it. I still, like, the thing is like, Luffy still annoys me. Like, my opinion on him hasn't changed a whole lot yet. Because, like, the thing is, I don't like when I get annoyed by, like, the main character. Like, it's why Naruto is such a turnoff for me. Like I
Because he
can't.
wears orange, I know, and you hate the color orange. So
The Flyers were orange. I like orange. It's okay.
I never see you wearing orange, even Flyer stuff. So
Orange
it kind of
isn't a good
tracks.
color for me, but Charizard's orange. He's my favorite Pokemon.
But he's like a blood orange, you know.
Yeah, it's still orange.
Dragonite is orange.
I love Dragonite too, though. The lights currently are orange. I don't know. All right. Number 2 in the headlines. WB is closing. Well, not is. They have closed 3 studios and canceled the Wonder Woman game. Warner Brothers Games has canceled its Wonder Woman game and shut down multiple studios. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier broke the news on Tuesday afternoon. In addition to the game, Monolith Productions Player First Games and WB San Diego are all being closed. The report from Schreier states that the cuts reflect a refocusing of the games division on major franchises such as Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC Comics, primarily Batman. In an internal memo obtained by Schreier, Warner Brothers head of games and streaming, J.B. Parrott, said that too many recent releases have really missed the mark. We need to make some substantial changes to our portfolio and team structure if we are to commit the necessary resources to get back to a few but bigger franchises strategy, he said. In addition, WB Games gave a statement to Kotaku. Insider Gaming also received the same statement. Rather than cut it up, you can read it below. It says, we have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios. Oh, this is basically what they said up above. It's probably AI, which is a great tool, by the way. But Wonder Woman was first announced at the Game Awards 2021. It was being developed by Monolith Productions. The game was set to feature the Nemesis system made popular by the Middle-earth games. Since its reveal announcement, news surrounding Wonder Woman had been scarce, with it reported the game had been completely rebooted sometime last year. Monolith was formed in 1994 before becoming a subsidiary of Warner Brothers Games in 2004. The closing of Player First Games comes after its debut game Multiverses was canceled, with a shutdown happening in May. Warner Brothers Games had just acquired the studio in July of 2024. Lastly, WB San Diego was founded in 2019 and focused primarily on mobile and free-to-play games. The news of the cancellation and closures also comes just weeks after it was announced that current WB Interactive president David Haddad was leaving the company this spring. So, I mean, there's kind of a lot to unpack here. I guess we'll just kind of do it bit by bit. Wonder Woman being canceled. So, I think this one really sucks. I really wanted to see a Wonder Woman game.
It makes me wonder. Makes me wonder if the game wasn't a single player story driven game, because they said a lot of games missed the mark, but none of the single player story driven games have.
So Jason Schreier was actually on the Kind of Funny podcast the next day, and he kind of elaborated on a little bit of it. So they did reboot Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman was going to be a single player game, and it was going to use the Nemesis system, but more in a positive way. So obviously, for those that don't know, the Nemesis system was something that they Monolith created in the Middle Earth games, where it was like
Great games, by the way.
yeah, where basically like different orcs, like they would remember you, you would make enemies with them, and like if they kill, like if you say you sliced one's arm off, you know, you go down the, you know, your journey and you run into him again, and this time he's got a metal arm because you cut his arm off last time, and stuff like that. So it was a really cool system. And they were basically, from what I remember Jason Schreier was talking about, he said that it was going to be more like an ally system, but based off the Nemesis system, where like Wonder Woman would like create allies, and then you would run into them again and be like, "Hey, I remember when you helped me last time." Or,
That's cool.
Yeah, it would have been a cool idea. But then they ended up rebooting it to kind of be similar to like, say, like a newer God of War action adventure kind of game.
That's still cool.
Which sounds great, right?
Yeah. Either way, it sounds cool.
Yeah, so it's like, it fucking sucks. Like, I don't want to, like, it sucks that this game got canceled. It's sad to see where it's like, hey, we tried to make this, like, some of these games and they missed the mark, you know, we're talking about, obviously, Suicide Squad, where it's like, oh, man, this game was a massive failure. And it's like, yeah, so, like, why are you canceling a game that's nothing like Suicide Squad? Like, so I think that that's just really disappointing to see, and that sucks. Closing Monolith, a studio that's been around for 30 years.
They're good. Like,
yeah.
They did Arkham Origins too, right? Monolith? Was that Monolith?
No. Arkham Origins was WB Montreal.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
If I remember correctly. But again, it just sucks. Like all these, closing these studios, like let them cook, let them put this game out, and it's just.
I hope we see leaked footage at least. I know we probably never will, but I want to see what we could have had.
Yeah, and then I just think it's fucking ridiculous that you close player first games. It's like you literally bought the studio in July, right? They put out Multiverses. If you're at this studio, you're like, wow, this is gonna be great. We're gonna get funding and support. Like they don't even get to like they're just okay, you're done. And I just think that's just fucking terrible. Ty's out of timeout now, but he hasn't chimed in yet. I'm sure his opinions would be fascinating to hear on that. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's real shitty, and I was really looking forward to the Wonder Woman game. So just businessmen making decisions about art will never work, or almost never work, I would say. Number 3 in the headlines. I forget. Did you call this or did I call it? One of us called this when we were talking about it. You said Perfect Dark. Right?
I named a couple games. It was Fable and Perfect Dark were both too high up on the list. Mm-hmm. I was definitely leaning more towards Perfect Dark because it seems like a much bigger game and like more ambitious. But Fable was up there too. So
Ty said they canceled the game in the studio because the management left. Management is extremely important. Good management gave you Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. Bad management gives you Veilguard.
I can see that.
I get it, but I still think you should try to make the game work. Anyway, so yeah, Fable has been delayed by Xbox. Microsoft has decided to delay the release window of its upcoming Fable game to 2026. The Xbox maker originally said last year that Fable would arrive at some point in 2025, but now Xbox Game Studios chief Craig Duncan has provided an update on the game during an appearance on the official Xbox podcast. We previously announced the date for Fable as 2025. We are actually now going to give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026, says Duncan. While I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure people of is that it's definitely worth the wait. I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. We got some early gameplay footage of Fable at last year's Xbox showcase, and they also showed off some alpha gameplay. Is that what you're running now?
Yeah.
Which I think the game looks really good. I mean, obviously it's pre-alpha, so we'll see how that goes. Honestly, not really super surprised. I mean, they have the thing about Xbox is now they have so many things coming out that like they can afford to delay Fable.
Also, to me, more than that, let Fable be good. If it takes another year or two, like,
yeah, for sure. I
want Fable. Fable needs to be good, in my opinion. Like, yeah. I don't want a bad Fable.
Yeah. So I want to ask you. So there's been a lot of discourse online about why Fable was delayed. Some of them. So there are a few theories. One of the theories is that it was getting delayed to let the PlayStation port be ready to go. Other delays was, or other rumors was like they're gonna polish it because they have so many games coming out. Some people are speculating that maybe it's trying to get out of the way of Grand Theft Auto 6. Because obviously, while it may not be public knowledge, Xbox as a platform holder that GTA is launching on, if anybody's gonna know outside of Rockstar when the game's coming out, it would be the platform holders like Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of want to get your take on. Do you think it's any of those things? Do you think it's just it's just not ready?
I don't think it's exclusive to any one of those. It honestly sounds like a combination of both. I think it leans more towards polish and GTA, but like we do know it's coming to PlayStation as well, so it's like it could be all of those things.
See, I don't personally think obviously yes, we know it's going to come to PlayStation. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to delay the game to have it come out at the same time as PlayStation, because delaying a game is bad press. Obviously, look, a delayed game, let them cook, let the game get good. But generally speaking, when people talk about the perception of delays, they're like, oh man, this game got delayed. And when a company like Xbox, which admittedly, to their critique, some, maybe their credit, maybe their critique, a lot of Xbox projects tend to get delayed. So I don't think personally for me, because you need to sell to PlayStation customers, and they already have a set opinion about Xbox. If it doesn't matter if you put your games on PlayStation if they think your games suck, or if they think that you don't make good games. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's detrimental
to delay a game just to put it out on PlayStation at the same time. That's just my thinking. I think it gives them it's not like delaying a game is not viewed positively generally, even though people probably should be more happy when it happens. I just think that it's a weird reason to do it. Like, just launch it on Xbox when it's ready, put it on PlayStation.
But
Like,
again,
you're not losing sales, for doing that.
But we don't know. Like,
Yeah,
and at the end of the day,
opinion.
it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Whether or not they delayed it for a PlayStation release or for polish or
See,
GTA.
I think it comes down to, I think they probably want to polish it, and I think they look at their lineup this year, which we'll talk about, like a rumor that's about this year and stuff. Like, I just think they have so many things coming out first party wise where it's just like, hey, like, yeah, let Fable be good. We don't need Fable to come out this year. Like, they're probably looking at it, and it's just like, look, just to be completely real, they probably have a Tony Hawk game coming out this holiday. They have a Call of Duty. They have some Gears of War related that we're going to talk about later. Like, they have all these little things, or not even little things. They have all these games that are coming out. So they probably look at it like, hey, we have Doom this year. We have South of Midnight this year. We have, whatever else they're like. I just think it's just, hey, look, if it needs more polish to be good, like, they can afford to do it now. They just have so much in their pipeline. It's kind of crazy. Oh, and Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, The Verge even says that. Like, yeah, they have Outer Worlds 2 coming out this year, most likely. It's like, okay, like, let Fable cook. And then there's also, in the same podcast, a quick little reminder from Xbox, which I guess I tied into pretty well, where Craig Duncan also says, we've got a bunch of stuff we haven't announced. Obviously, I spent a bunch of time with that, but yeah, we have lots going on. Basically, him talking about how they have a lot of stuff that they haven't even announced yet that to look forward to. So, like, the Xbox pipeline is just it's so packed. But number 4 in the headlines, we got some rumors that dropped like right before we went live about 2026's Call of Duty. Known leaker, the Ghost of Hope, has stated a few things about Call of Duty 2026. So we're just going to kind of run through this bullet point. Number 1, no old gen support. So no PS4 version, no Xbox One version in 2026, which I think is a positive. We have a headline about this year's Call of Duty that we'll talk about in a little bit. It's going to be going for more of a traditional UI look, like the older games, more traditional than Black Ops 6, which I assume would just kind of... I wonder how traditional they're talking. Like probably not OG Call of Duties, but like I would think like more like 4 and on, which, I mean, it's kind of a simplified HUD, and I'd be down for it. I'm not opposed. They're saying that the engine is being overhauled to address Modern Warfare 2 problems like visual clutter and etc. It's currently being developed on dev kits for the next Xbox, which makes you wonder. I mean, like 2026 probably might be when you see that next Xbox. If they're making it on that console's dev kit, you would have to assume.
Makes sense.
And this is a big last piece. No Warzone 3 if Verdansk fails to retain current returning players. Obviously, Verdansk is the original Warzone map, which is coming out with Season 3, which got delayed today, but more on that later. So I kind of wanted to dive in a little bit with that last one, because it's kind of a big news piece for some. It's been claimed by the leaker that Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone 3 won't happen if the map fails. I want it to fail. I'm just going to be completely real with you. As someone who, I think Warzone took the Battle Royale genre in the wrong direction, in my opinion. I don't want to see a Warzone 3. And I don't think Warzone players want to see a Warzone 3. I mean, the game is kind of like dropped off a lot in terms of the Warzone players, and obviously like they're like this is like the Hail Mary. It's like, well, everyone loved the first map, let's just bring the first map back as the current map. And it's like, yeah, that'll probably bring some people in, but I don't know. As someone who like always loved their previous Battle Royale stuff with like Blackout and stuff, Warzone was something that I tolerated for a few years, and
I still think it's pretty beloved, right? Like, I don't see anything like Call of Duty numbers are high.
So they are, but apparently, according to Activision, they can't be as high as they want them to be if they're considering not doing in more Warzone. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I mean, that's just kind of what it is. And like me personally, I know people that play the game. Like, I mean, I play Call of Duty. I haven't really played in a few weeks, really, because I was finishing up Indiana Jones and stuff. But, I mean, the amount of people that I know that play Warzone has dwindled a lot. Like, a lot of players just kind of stopped playing. Other players moved to multiplayer, including myself, where it's just like I don't play Warzone anymore. I don't think Warzone's that good. It's just not really been my thing. And whenever they tried to update it, like they've just made more people upset, and then they go back and they like. So like Warzone, I didn't like, and then when Modern Warfare 2 came out 2 years ago, they tried to update Warzone. They called it Warzone 2, and they tried to like make some changes. And I thought that the changes that they made initially were good changes to the game. I thought it gave it more of a traditional Battlefield or Battle Royale experience, while still kind of making those people that like Warzone happy. But then people got mad, so they stopped playing it. So then they undid those changes, and it's like, well, it's just Warzone 1 again. So I was like, this sucks. And so, I don't know. I play Warzone when people beg me to, when they need a fourth. Like, I will, because I enjoy playing, video games with friends, but I don't enjoy it. I like the multiplayer a lot more. So, I'd be okay if it failed, to be completely honest with you. I mean, maybe they would try something, dramatically different. That would be really cool. Number 5, which we were just talking about, Black Ops 6 Call of Duty Season 3 is delayed until April 3rd. Activision just announced the delay of the start of Season 3, which was set to herald the return of Verdansk in Warzone. Originally, the second season was set to end on March 20th, but it'll now be more than 2 weeks after that date that Season 3 arrives. In a post on social media, the team at Activision teased an announcement coming on Warzone's 5th anniversary, which is March 10th. Mario Day. Oh. So it's only a delay of a couple weeks. We don't really know what else Season 3 entails, I think. I don't think we've seen anything except for Verdansk. But yeah, it's been pushed back. Number 6 on the headlines. We got some rumors on Gears of War. This is another one that went live like right before we started. Known leaker Ecstasis put out a new video. Claims that Gears of War E-Day is aiming for a 2026 release, and the long-rumored Gears collection will be announced as a multi-platform release this June.
Oh, nice.
He said a source told Ecstasis1 that Gears E-Day is scheduled for 2026, with a very slim possibility of being moved forward to 2025. This source also told him the long-desired Gears of War collection is currently scheduled for 2025, with the reveal set at the Xbox Showcase this June. The game is also coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PC day one. There's no information on if there will be a Switch 2 port, so it's likely not in the works right now. We've talked about this. If you've never played Gears of War, and you have a PlayStation, go and play this collection. Go and buy it. Like, just do it. Gears of War are like some of the best games. Like some of my favorite games of all time, especially that original trilogy. Like, just go and get it. And so I believe, was there speculation? No, it's been assumed that the collection would probably be like the first 3 games.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, but yeah, it sounds like the first.
I think
3
I
games.
heard a rumor or saw a rumor last week that in the collection Gears 2 would get the Gears remaster like treatment.
Oh, nice.
Which is what they did for the Gears 1 Ultimate Edition, like back in 2013 or whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, if these games are like
and if
remastered, redone, like I'll play through all of them this year.
And if they come out this year, then have E-Day come out next year. Like,
well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, especially because you're going to launch. At this point, I assume you're going to launch E-Day on PS5 day and date. I assume that at this point. So I think it's really smart to get this collection out there
before,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's really smart. Again, I mean, I'll say it when it gets announced. Play these games. Like, they're so good. Like, you will not regret it. Like, these games fucking rule. Alright. Number 7. Rockstar has acquired a new studio. Rockstar will acquire Video Games Deluxe and rename the studio to Rockstar Australia. It has been announced. In a press announcement via Business Wire, it is said that Rockstar Games will acquire the studio but did not disclose the sum. The press release reads, Rockstar Games is proud to announce the acquisition of Video Games Deluxe. The Sydney-based development studio. The studio will be renamed Rockstar Australia. Video Games Deluxe has worked with Rockstar on some of its most memorable titles, including the 2017 re-releases of LA Noire, the VR Case Files, and most recently, they worked on the upgrades to Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which is great because they made those games great. So they were probably like, "Oh, you fixed all that? Come on, you're in." Like that was the test. They were like, "Hey, Grove Street Games really fucked these games up. Can you fix these?" And they did it. So good for them. It's been an honor to work closely with Rockstar Games this past decade. The founder, Brendan McNamara, said. He said, "We are thrilled to be a part of Rockstar and to continue our efforts to make the best games possible." This is just great. I mean, it's good to see that like Rockstar is taking care of these studios that have kind of helped them and work with them. The LA Noire port was great. Like, I didn't have any issues with it. And obviously they fixed the GTA Definitive Edition ports.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that is a cool acquiring. I think it's a good job. I'm happy with it. Number 8 in the headlines. Literally tomorrow, we will get the Tony Hawk news we've been waiting on. But in Singapore, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster have been rated for Nintendo Switch, PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles. So we're probably going to get that that announcement soon. The fact that it's been rated tells you that it's probably coming out this year. So, which we kind of I think we kind of figured.
Mm-hmm.
An announcement like this, like you would got to think there's got to be a short turnaround. Can't say it enough. Like, hey, if you want more Tony Hawk games, make sure you support this game. Like, Activision kind of put it on the back burner, but I mean, considering that, do you think this is too soon to say that maybe like Xbox got this ball rolling, or do you think like Activision was doing it regardless before they got bought? I mean, the deal's been closed for what, a year and a half now.
For these, yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like a tough.
I mean, I feel like Activision, a year and a half, I don't think is enough time. I mean, it is just a remaster of 2
Well, if Activision already had most of the work done with 1 and 2 remake, you know what I mean? Like, It's not out of the realm of possibility that they could turn it around in 2 years. I don't know. Regardless, I'm happy that it exists and that it's coming out, and maybe we can get some Tony Hawk Underground remakes. We're never gonna get those. I don't think that I think the writing in those games would like scare so many people today away.
Is it that bad? I don't remember. Because I think if these do well, I think we're more likely to get more remakes than we are to get a new game.
Well, the problem is that in terms of the Tony Hawk franchise, in terms of good Tony Hawk games, it's the Pro Skater 4, and then I think the Thug games and American Wasteland are all great games. So if you're talking about good Tony Hawk games, you only got about 3 left that could be remade, and it's the Thug games and American Wasteland. But I just think that I think that the writing in those games is so it's not even overly crude, but it's just like, I'd have to show you some clips.
It's of the time, I guess.
It's very of the time. It's like Jackass.
I was gonna say that.
Would Jackass work today, as it did in the '90s? Probably not. In the late '90s, early 2000s, no, I don't think it would. Even when they've gotten back together, they haven't really done all the as many things as they used to do. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to this all the same. All right, number 9 in the headlines. Now, before we talk about this, so we're going to talk about AI. And I just had something that I wanted to kind of get off my chest. In regards to last week. So, hey, everyone. It's Jerome here. Do you accept my apology?
I do. That was really nice. Also, we were muted that entire time. I didn't want people to hear your bullshit.
What? What?
Yeah.
What do you? I just apologized.
Yeah, we were. I'm having audio issues. I'm sorry.
You want me to do it again? I just apologized for last
No,
week.
it's
I
all right.
was wrong.
It's okay. We can move on.
You did.
No, it's great.
Why did
it's
you
great.
do that? Why did
it's
you
fine.
Mute it? Why did you mute it?
Look at these keyboards. You know what I mean? Like,
I tried to apologize for last week, and you just like, why would you do that?
it's fine.
That's crazy. I can't believe that you just did that. You must be against AI.
Oh, I hate it.
It's a great tool. Anyways, speaking of AI, number 9 in the headlines, Activision's been using AI. Call of Duty players have accused Activision Studios of using generative AI to produce in-game assets, namely calling cards, stickers, and some skins for at least a few months. For instance, a festive-themed calling card showing a zombified Santa Claus bore clear traces of Gen AI usage. The character in question had too many fingers.
That's old news, though. We talked about this, I think.
Did we?
At least the finger thing.
That's weird. I had it on my list of things. Well, no, you know what? No. The reason that we're talking about it now...
I know the new thing that happened.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The article touches...
I guess it goes through all of it, yeah.
Now, the proof is in the open, and that's all thanks to recent Steam policy update that requires developers to clarify when generative AI is being used in the production of any game on the storefront.
I think that's cool.
It is very cool. I like that a lot. It's a great tool, though, but players have a right to know whether it's being used or not. In a recent update to Steam's policies, developers must disclose the use of any generative AI in a subsection listed under any game's core description. This comes as a result of new rules published by the United States Copyright Office, which has decreed that any AI-gen content cannot be classified under copyright laws. On the Steam page for Black Ops 6, it is written, our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets.
That's crazy, actually.
That they admitted it?
No, I think that's cool, but the whole copyright thing where it's AI generation stuff cannot be classified under copyright.
Guess not.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is actually pretty crazy. So basically, yeah, this was a confirmation that what people already assumed that we kind of knew. I mean, I remember, yeah, we looked at this image like a few months ago.
And I think way early on, they talked about I think even before it even came out, they talked about skins, AI generated skins, in there, which I don't know. Yeah,
it's a great tool. They should use it. I apologized to him. No one heard it. I don't know why. Deborah was really weird about that, but it doesn't stop there though. So Guitar Hero mobile ad appeared on Activision's Instagram, and it was AI art. It was recently noticed that an advertisement for a new Guitar Hero mobile title had been uploaded to Activision's official Instagram channel. While the post has since been hidden, it can still be accessed if you have the link. The ad, which bears shockingly obvious AI art, claims that new Guitar Hero mobile game will be released this year. Which, hey, we're getting a Guitar Hero on phones.
I don't want Guitar Hero on my phone.
I don't want it either. But also, hey, here's an AI image. Clearly, look at these fucking speaker-ass speakers. All warped. It's a great tool. Love it. Fans of the franchise were quick to criticize the use of AI art, which is staring you in the face from the post on Instagram, which is what I just was pointing out to you, Dev. This isn't the first time in the last few weeks Activision has drawn criticism for AI art, as we've talked about earlier. Apparently, also, it's not in this article, but a few more like ads. Like, apparently, Activision was like trying to see garner interest if people would have interest in a Crash Bandicoot AI or mobile game, and they used an AI asset to hey, would you want to see a Crash Bandicoot game? And it's AI. So, Activision definitely seems like they're leaning into the AI usage a lot.
We're gonna see a lot more from the big guys, from Activision, from EA, from Ubisoft, and it's gonna suck.
No, it's not gonna suck. It's gonna be good.
No, it's gonna suck.
Why is it gonna suck? I thought AI was a tool. That helps creators make more games or better games.
Yeah, but you seem to not know how tools work. So
no, I understand how tools work.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
You use it, and it helps you get your goal done faster and more efficiently.
Sure, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how expensive the drill is.
Right.
a shitty house is still a shitty house.
For sure.
I could
100%.
buy you a $10,000 frying pan right now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make me good pancakes.
100%. First of all, wait a second. How do you know I don't know how to cook?
100%. You just said it. You already said 100%. You can't take it back. You didn't say 99% where there was 1% doubt. You said 100%.
I think it's a
All
little
right.
out of line. I think it's a little
You said 100%.
I'm a little offended.
You're not that offended. You agreed immediately.
I'm like,
you agreed immediately. You didn't even second doubt it.
I'm like 1% offended.
No,
I'm like
not.
very minuscule. But
I'm saying you need the skill. You need the skill.
I agree.
You can't just throw a tool at someone and expect them to build something great. You need a tool.
completely
We
agree.
saw that poster. That's a shitty poster.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. 100%. Well, 99%, as we said.
But I'm saying like it's it doesn't matter.
No,
Everything's there's no hope in the world anymore.
no, there's really not. Unless you're a PlayStation fan. Number 10 in the headlines. Xbox planning April release dates for 2 upcoming PS5 ports. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation 5 on April 29th. And it is topping the pre-order charts on PlayStation, by the way.
That's awesome.
And then Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is being planned for an April 2025.
Wait, which one's already topping? Forza? Okay.
Forza Horizon 5, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited for people to get into Forza Horizon because it's such a fun game.
Again, same thing with the Gears thing. It's like, go play these games. Like, they're really good games. So I think my only thought about this, right, is I think it's kind of weird for them to, like, you would think they would spread their releases out a little bit, right? There's like, hey, Forza Horizon, that's a big game. Indiana Jones, big game. Like, hey, we're dropping them both in April.
No.
Like, I just think,
If
from
it's
a money-making perspective, like, wouldn't you want to, like, spread that out? Like, that you're kind of competing, your two games are kind of competing with each other on that platform. I know they're different genres.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're completely different genres. Also, we're talking about a backlog here. Put the backlog out. Like, you don't have to drop 50 games, but, like, I mean, I guess Indiana Jones isn't really a backlog.
No, but I would say this is either. I mean, yes, it's a few years old, but it's the last installment of the game, of the series.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5 was the last
Horizon game.
Forza Horizon game that came out. It's not like this is like 3 or 4. Like, for me, I don't think if you're the most recent release of that franchise, I don't think you're a backlog game.
Okay.
Like, if you release, like, Halo the Master Chief Collection, like, that's a backlog. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, I thought it was weird. Like, these are two games that I would consider to be pretty premium releases you're bringing to PlayStation. I think from a business perspective, maybe I'm wrong, because they're not direct competition, but people only have so much money to spend in a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for me, it was like, well, why not do, like, one in April, one in May? I mean, I guess Doom's coming out in May.
Yeah, Doom's coming
out in May.
Well,
then maybe do Forza in March then? I don't, or like it is.
I just put it out.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm just trying to look at it from an analytical
I wouldn't do Doom and Indiana Jones. You know what I mean?
It's a banger of a combo though. That's a fucking.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh my god.
No, I mean like in the same month.
No, I know.
In this, like that is a banger of a combo. Yeah.
That's a fucking banger.
But that's way more competition than like Forza.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Number 11 in the headlines again, PlayStation fans. This is great. I actually like this a lot. Sony is cutting the price of its PSVR 2 headset this month in March. The VR 2 will be discounted to a permanent price of $399.99, down from the original $549 pricing when it launched February 2023. The headset will also get a price cut in Europe, the UK, and Japan. I think this is really good news. I mean, obviously they've had a hard time selling these VR headsets. So they're just, it's like, all right, well, we'll make them available on PC ports, like you can hook it up to your PC. We moved a few, but not a lot. Okay, start slashing the price. I'm gonna wait.
Honestly, if you're a PC gamer and you're if you're into PC VR,
get this
these are great headsets at
Yeah.
$399. That's a steal for. I mean, I don't know if they work for every single game yet. I don't know how it works, but like they have eye tracking, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. These
all
are
that stuff.
Yeah, this is like.
I'm like one price cut away from getting this.
For your.
Yeah, for the PlayStation.
Okay.
If this is $200.
But also, I have to check. I think $399 for the Quest S Go or Quest 3S. That's what it is. And it's like what I have, but it's like a S version, which it just gets rid of stuff that's not really needed.
Right.
So I would still go the Quest route, but like if you're just gonna play games only, I would go for the Sony.
Well, I'm saying like if they were to like when I say one more price cut, immediately I'm talking about like a big price cut,
like $299,
200.
200.
I mean, if they're not moving these, I'll buy one for 200.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
think
it ever gets that low, it might take a while.
it might, but I mean, I'm a patient man. More patient than I should be, to be honest with you. Number 12 in the headlines. This was kind of weird. So it's kind of a two-parter that kind of go together.
I pulled up B-roll for this game, and the max is 240p.
That's hilarious.
It's so bad.
So for the first time, Nintendo is delisting a game from the Switch Online Retro Library, the Nintendo Switch Online Retro Library. Oh, I guess we don't got to go to the second one because they did an update on this first one. So the news originally came out that Nintendo is removing a Super Nintendo game.
Super Formation Soccer 94
Yes.
World Cup Edition.
Thank you. Super Formation Soccer on March 28th was going to get removed from the Super Famicom library, which is the Japanese version of the SNES NSO. My God, that 240p. It'd be funny if it looked like that on the Switch.
On the Switch, yeah.
Just like, oh my God, when it moves. Please don't look at us now. Deborah, cut away.
Yeah, I cut away.
Cut it. It's terrible. But it's been since confirmed that the game is also getting cut on the U.S. and European libraries as well. Now look, honestly,
I was gonna say, like, I don't think anyone's really playing this game.
Like, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't care about Super Soccer Formation,
But as much as like
it sets a terrible precedent.
there you go.
It sets a god. Like, what do you mean that the NSO these legacy games can be delisted?
You're like, oh, you want Pokemon? Take away soccer now.
That's what it fucking is.
Take them out back and shoot them.
Listen, here's the thing, right? And I've tried to be nice. I've tried to be really nice about this, right?
There it goes.
We're a month away from the Switch 2 Game Direct. And I need that Direct like I need fucking oxygen. Because I'm so sick of Nintendo. I'm so mad at them. And I don't want to be mad at them. I love Nintendo. They're so important to me, like to my DNA as a person, the adult that I grew into. There is so much Nintendo work. Like Shigeru Miyamoto is practically my dad. Okay? So like it really just it drives me insane when I see Nintendo just doing dumb shit all the time. Because yes, they make a lot of money, but you know what's better than making money? Making more money. And they could make more money if they didn't do dumb stuff. So now I have to worry about these NSO games being delisted. And yes, no Super Formation Soccer, who cares? Honestly, who cares? But like
Now we know they can remove games.
exactly. And so what's the next one? Like, is Golden Sun gonna get pulled from the Game Boy Advance NSO someday? Like, that's a big game that people were really excited for. Like out of the GBA games, like that's one of the more popular games on there that like you can't get anywhere else because you can't buy these games officially. You can't support Nintendo officially. They don't let you. They tell you to go fuck yourself. And it drives me insane. It is the most crazy thing that we can't just support them and buy the games. And so like when they came out with NSO, I was like, this is great. This is them modernizing how we go back and look at their archived games. But then they've just continuously been terrible with it. Like the mainline Pokemon games not being there. Just pirate them. I hope the Nintendo Ninjas kill me in my sleep tonight. Honestly, I don't know if I want to live in this world anyway. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. I'm good. Like I'm ready to go. Honestly.
They let you live.
The Zelda games aren't going to be getting any better, in my opinion. Don't argue with me right now. Like it's over. It's over. We're cooked. The Pokemon games aren't going to get any better. Like, you know, the only franchise right now that like maybe like is gonna get better than the older games is like Gears, maybe like it's over, it's done. Nintendo Ninjas can just come and get me.
And then you just fell off.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I'm sick of Nintendo's bullshit, and I really need this Nintendo 2 Direct, Switch 2 Direct, and I need it to be like it's got to be bangers. It's going to. I think it's going
Twilight
to.
Princess remake
Hell yeah. And the Wind Waker.
and the Wind Waker,
And Ocarina.
all in one
And
collection.
Majora. No, it's going to be like one of those games. Maybe 2. Maybe 4.
You keep doing it. You didn't learn your lesson?
I'll never learn my lesson.
Yeah.
I can't make it clear enough.
You didn't learn your lesson from the Pokemon Presents, and now you're doing it again.
It's like, how many times we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, you're literally...
Oh, man. Fuck Nintendo. God. Why can't they just be the good guys? There are no good guys in gaming. Well, there are some good guys in gaming. But Nintendo's not the good guys in gaming. It's not them. They're not. They're just not.
Yeah, I guess.
You're just trying not to get killed in your sleep tonight. It's okay. You can be honest.
I mean, I still love them. I'm not
I love them
not gonna
too.
play Pokemon ZA, but like I'll play something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. Number 13 in the headlines. I meant to watch this trailer. I haven't.
I don't care.
I'm scared to watch it. They put out a trailer for this fucking monstrosity. That is.
The thing is,
So
my
actually,
only problem with this
go ahead.
are the adults. If you
Yeah.
take out the adults and make the main cast, and even the kids, they're a little bit too young. Like, they don't really have movies with like kid heroes going on adventures, and I think that's what they need. Like, I mean, I guess they're young enough. The kids are young enough. But get rid of. I love Jack Black.
Yeah, I do too.
I just don't think he needs to be in this movie.
Yeah,
Jason
like,
Momoa does
what
not
the
need to
fuck
be
is
in
Jason
this.
Momoa
Yeah,
doing
like
in this movie?
this movie should just have kids in it. Because like honestly, the sheep, the pandas, like I get it doesn't look exactly like the game, but like if I imagine the live action version of this,
Yeah.
it would be this, and it looks great.
Right. So did you actually see the Steve action figure that goes with the movie?
Oh, no.
I need you to look it up on your end so you can put it on the screen. Just Google like Minecraft movie Steve action figure.
All right.
You need to see it. Like I need you to see it, and you might as well have it on the screen on their screen. I'm sorry that I didn't prep this.
No, it's okay.
I showed it to Jackie, and she was like, "What?"
Oh wait.
Action figure. Yeah.
Is it? This
No, it's not that one. Scroll down or go to images.
I'm also using Bing because I never use.
Why do you use Google?
Because I don't use this as.
This isn't. It's not any of these.
Yeah. What is it?
Minecraft movie Steve action figure.
Is this?
This is real.
That's actually
it's
it?
real. It's real. That's real. That's it. That's what it is. And like, if you scroll down, there's like a side view with like I don't know. There should be a picture with like a girl playing with it. But yeah, that's it. That is it. That's real.
Oh man.
That's real.
That's crazy.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen. That was terrible. That was a terrible 30 seconds of content, but it's worth it. It's worth it if you're sticking around right now.
That's
Put it up.
It's
Show
up.
them.
It's
Show
up.
them. Look at it.
That's crazy. I mean, it's accurate.
They got his gut and everything. Like
Yeah, it's accurate.
hideous. Just terrible. Just. There's no way this movie's gonna be good. I can't believe it. I'll believe it when I see the reviews. But like, there's no way this movie's going to be good. And this movie comes out on my vacation week. Like, I'm gonna be out of work, sitting around. Like, I could go see this on that Friday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could call you up and be like, hey, Dev, you want to go see the Minecraft movie? I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Unless the reviews come out and say, no, this movie is really good.
Here we go. No, that's crazy.
Because, so Jackie didn't know that this movie wasn't... She thought that Jack Black was voicing, like, Steve the character. She didn't realize that he is Steve.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the Minecraft movie, folks.
Because, like, looking at this other stuff, I mean, they'll probably have a story tie-in, like, I don't know. He was the Steve that didn't believe or something like that. Like, they'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
the movie looks... And I know we disagreed on this earlier when the first trailer came out, but, like, visually, to me, this movie looks great. Like, look at these piglins and, like, the nether.
Yeah, maybe.
Jason Momoa really kills it. Like, in a not the good way. The bad kills it.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I was gonna say like I was like, wait, what?
like, I don't think he, like... I don't know.
There's just a lot of questionable decisions going on here.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
It feels like a repeat of Borderlands.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. If
Where it's like, hey, let's spend the money on the cast and... I
This
mean,
movie- yeah.
visuals, because Borderlands had great visuals too, but...
yeah, this movie just feels like it... I mean, obviously, I don't think you can course correct in such a short amount of time. But it's like, yeah, like this looks like another Borderlands situation where like this movie's gonna not be good, and it's gonna miss a lot. So, but okay. Next up in the headlines, number 14. Call of Duty 2025 is in development for last-gen consoles. So we're going to get PS4 and Xbox One ports of this year's Call of Duty, according to Charlie Intel. I don't like this personally. I think that it really kind of limits what you can do with the newer games. I think obviously they're going to be different generations or different versions.
Yeah.
But it's like, why are we spending the development time at this point? This is why...
Is Black Ops 6
the
on?
current one, yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what were you asking?
No, I was going to say, is Black Ops 6 on previous gen?
Yes.
Okay.
But my thing is that, like, we talk about the console market, right? And how it's stagnated. And a lot of people think, well, I think it's pretty agreed upon that, like, when GTA 6 comes out, like, people are going to, like, abandon the PS4s and the Xbox Ones for the console, the hardware that can play that game.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people on both sides, both PlayStation and Xbox, have not upgraded because they're not really being given much reason to. I mean, a lot of the games are available on last gen. So it's like, I think that it's a weird strategy by Xbox. I mean, again, they're doing the play anywhere thing. So that's their strategy now. So it makes sense to put them there, I guess. But
if this game was coming out before GTA 6, I would say, okay, it makes sense. But this game's coming out after, and like you said...
Well, we don't know. It's like, we don't...
They usually come out December, and I feel like...
No, Call of Duty usually comes out October.
Like October? Okay.
But again, like, if GTA 6 is coming out this year, it's going to be October. Maybe September. So, like, we're like, it's in the same ballpark.
It's also fine because GTA 6 isn't... GTA Black Ops 2 or Black Ops whatever didn't look bad. Like, there was no part of it was like, nah, this game's like visually bad. So it's like, I don't think we're gonna notice that. I don't think we're gonna feel like we're missing anything.
I guess I don't know. I think like these consoles have been out for like 7 years, and they're still supporting the last generation. It's like, man, like that just as a console user, it's like damn, I upgraded. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people upgraded. You kind of want to get like those games.
I think it's gonna.
I guess the future's changing though.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say
we're talking
that.
about multi-platform. It's like, hey, they're putting these games on your phone now. So it's like, who cares if there's an Xbox One port? And it's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I guess Just Dance supported the Wii up until like 2017. So.
Well, Just Dance that's a whole different.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think we're gonna just see like more blending of generations.
Yeah. All right, our last headline for the day. Pokemon TCG Pocket has passed 100 million downloads. The game released in October 2024 and got off to a great start, reportedly passing $120 million in earnings in its first 2 weeks. Now the game, which lets players collect virtual cards and trade them with friends, has hit another impressive milestone, 100 million downloads. This follows this past week where Triumphant Light, the new expansion, came out. So 100 million downloads. A lot of people playing. Collecting them cards. That's pretty much it.
All that money.
All that money.
And Z to A still looks like a Switch game.
Well, it is
a Switch 1 only game.
It's going to launch as a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that might not be true.
I think they already announced it for Switch though. Like
they did, but the thing is like so they didn't give a release date for ZA. So like.
Oh, you're saying it might not be a launch game for...
No, I'm saying it might come out after the Switch 2's already come out. Because like if we're again,
but
rumors, but we're expecting a June-ish release date for the Switch 2.
It better.
So if it's coming out in June-ish, Switch 2, and they didn't give us a release date yet for ZA, you would have to assume that ZA is coming out like holiday or fall.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a release date yet. If it was coming out spring, we would have got a release date at the Pokemon Presents, but we didn't get that.
That's true.
So that tells me that like
it might come out only for Switch 1 and just because it's backwards
Switch 2
compatible.
Backwards
Yeah,
maybe. That's a terrible idea. Like, the Game Freak couldn't get a couple dev kits for the Switch 2?
Game Freak can't do anything.
I know. That's what I've been trying to say.
That's what I've been saying. I've been sitting here every fucking week. Pokemon's Gen 1 through 6 or whatever. You want to support it officially? Fuck you.
Pokemon Black and White better be coming
You
out
want a
next
Pokemon
year.
Stadium? Guess what? Best we can do is 20 Pokemon for the first 2 months. Go have fun with that, you pricks. Like, fuck off. It's terrible.
I mean, I had fun with the 20 cards we had for TCG.
I still don't understand how you don't understand. It's not the same
It
thing
is
at
the
all.
same
It's
thing.
not the same thing.
It
at
really
all.
is.
It's not the same thing at all. The whole point of the game is collecting cards. That's battling. Like, they're not the same thing
but,
at
like,
all.
You're collecting cards that have already existed. It's not like every new card is made new. Like, I have some of the cards at home in my binder.
Yeah, it's great. But, like, you're not making sense. That they're two different kinds of game. Like, that'd be like if you were, like, playing, I don't know, if you're playing Stardew Valley, like, oh,
But
why are
we're
there no
talking
guns?
about-
Why are there no guns in this game? This game sucks. It's like, it's not that kind of game.
It is. There's Pokemon in both, and both Pokemon exist. You're saying, hey, all the Pokemon should be here because they already exist. And I'm saying, hey, all the Pokemon could be in the TCG because they already exist.
No,
Even the cards, the artwork, it all exists.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Stop saying it like it's the same
It
thing.
is the same.
They're not the same. Just the
It's literally the same. They're actually the same IP and everything.
same IP, different games. One's about collecting, one's about battling. Stop saying they're the same. They're not the same. It's it. It's over. Done.
But it is the same. In fact, battling is like a key part of the game. Like, you collect and you battle.
For you, it is. But
No, for the game itself.
Bro, we go to TCG Pocket. Like, the last article doesn't even mention the battling. They literally describe the game as... Where does it go? Where did it go?
That doesn't matter. When you open
It
the
says,
app,
the game which lets players collect virtual cards and trade them with friends. They like in VGC's article, they don't even describe the game as having battle mechanics because the battling isn't what the point of the game is.
but it doesn't matter. Yes, it is. It's part of the game.
The main point of the game is collecting packs. That's the point of the game.
Yeah, that's the main point.
Yes.
I agree. But battling is still
Why
a
it's
key
okay
point of the
for them to
game.
Hold off on different cards. These aren't the same things.
Why?
This is not.
You're
the same.
you're not making any sense.
What are you?
You don't make any sense. It's kind of crazy.
Hold on. Let me make an AI apology for this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
You do that.
Give me a second. Oh, jeez.
Hey, Jerome, co-pilot here.
Oh.
Excited to chat with you. You can talk to me just like you would with a friend.
Don't worry, guys. I'll mute
Let's
this for
dive
you.
into whatever you've got
Wait,
on your
no.
mind.
Hey. I'm trying to apologize.
Don't worry, guys. We're back.
I'm trying to
I'm
apologize
sorry about
to
that.
you. You're just.
This guy, he doesn't get it, and he thinks AI is going to give him the answers. But again,
It's a great tool.
he said 100% he couldn't cook me a pancake. So,
To be fair, I think I can make a pancake.
well, that's not what you said before.
I'll just use AI to teach me how to make a pancake. Hey, co-pilot, make me a pancake. We're about to get out of here, but before we do, let's go over the Game Informer Memorial game releases for the week of March 3rd. There are 9 game releases coming out this week. Number 1, Grimoire Groves comes out on the PC tomorrow, March 4th. 2 Points Museum comes out on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on March 4th. War Robots Frontiers on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, PC on March 4th. Wizrodum on PC March 5th. Eldrador Creatures Shadowfall on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC on March 6th. Fragpunk on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on March 6th. Split Fiction on PS5, Xbox, and PC March 6th. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Gate Rune and Dunan Unification Wars on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on March 6th. And finally, Sugar Dew Island, your cozy farm shop on PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC on March 7th. Deborah, what is your pick of the week?
Mine is Split Fiction. I'm very excited for that game. I can't wait for us to play it.
This game really snuck up on me.
Yeah, I didn't know it was coming out this early. I
knew
kind
it
of
was
like.
coming out in March, but it's like, oh shit, it's coming out.
Yeah, so I'm excited to play this in the coming weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So my pick for the week is going to be Fragpunk, which is a genre of game that I'm not usually interested in, but the card mechanic seems really cool, and I'm definitely intrigued by it.
Is this something that's coming to Game Pass?
I think it's free to play, but Xbox showed it off
free to
at
play.
there might be like Game Pass perks with it.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Is this something you're gonna try?
Possibly. It depends on like what I'm playing, or like if my schedule clears up a little bit. But I mean, to be fair, it never does. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Which, speaking of which, right now, so I've rolled credits on Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. I was able to do that over the weekend. I had a fun time with it. Admittedly, I'm sure it would be a more fun game, like playing with four people in GBAs and all that. But I had a good time with it. I think that there's some really interesting, neat puzzle ideas that they came up with. Other times, I thought, man, that was a stupid puzzle. Generally, so I don't know. It was enjoyable. My favorite part about it was probably the soundtrack. Now there's only one Zelda game I've never beaten. And that's Zelda 2: Adventure of Link on the NES, because it's fucking hard.
It's not Zelda enough. It's not a real Zelda game, as you like to say.
That's a fair assessment, and I think that it's understandable. Luckily for it, the Zelda franchise was very young at that point. So, like, as the second entry in the genre, or in the series, it was kind of able... I'm sorry, that's extremely rude. I think you owe me an AI apology. That's even more rude. No, I don't like Zelda 2 that much, actually.
I've heard it's really difficult. I've actually seen gameplay, and it's like...
I would show you.
I've seen gameplay. It seems infuriating.
I've used it, like, I played it on the
and it's a
Switch.
side-scroller, too, right? Like
It's like a really hard side-scroller, which is, again, not my... I don't
yeah,
like that genre.
Yeah.
Only thing about Zelda 2 that I really like, the music is really good. It's really good music. That palace theme, oh, so good. That's the same from Melee's Temple.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's... But yeah, it's hard. But so I finished that, and then I started Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered. I have the limited run games release of it for Xbox, playing that, really enjoying it. It came with a booklet with like meaningful information in the booklet, multiple pages of booklet. And I was like,
you were excited about that.
I opened it up and I was not expecting it. I was like, I don't know when the last time I've opened up a new video game, and there's been a manual inside with like things worth reading. That was a big deal for me. So
is it something that you're actively reading as you're playing, or did you read it already?
It was all kind of a lore dump, so I read it before I played.
Gotcha.
I mean, there was
that's still cool
stuff,
though.
But I read the whole thing before I started.
I hope that's something that they do for more games. You know?
I mean, I have other games from Limited Run that admittedly like I've bought but haven't gotten a chance to play yet. So like I haven't opened.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
So like I'll let you know in the future when I open them if they have like manuals. But like
Limited Run, are they also doing Alan Wake, or is that something?
I think they did the special edition for Alan Wake 2, but the base Alan Wake 2 release was just done by Remedy. I don't think they actually used Limited Run games.
Okay.
Well, because that's what some publishers are doing. They're putting out special editions for their games, but they're having Limited Run distribute it and like make it and distribute it. I know a lot of people are really negative about Limited Run.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Is it because of the wait time?
Partially. Others are like lack of communication. Some people have had pre-orders randomly canceled, and with something like this, like you can't just like it's like, well, you're not getting it then, like ever from anyone else.
Yeah, they need some type of funding. I hope somebody steps in and like funds them.
I hope so too, because I've had nothing but great experiences with Limited Run.
Mm-hmm.
So and like they're the future of the physical collecting.
Yeah,
so,
I think so as well.
I support them as much as I can. The only thing I don't like about them, I understand it. I wish that I guess it would defeat the purpose of the name. But if I were them, I would like make a batch, and then when you sell out of it, take orders for the next batch, and then like you know what I mean. Like when there's enough orders, then I don't know. I don't know how. Like, I don't know how you would do it, but like I don't like. Hey, here's 30 days to pre-order this, and if you don't pre-order in that 30 days, you're kind of SOL. You're never getting it, and it's just like there are some months where I'm like, I really want that. But it's like, man, I can't spend the $40 on that right now. It's like I could in like 2 months, but I can't now.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. Like I wish that there was some sort of like middle ground or compromise. I don't know exactly how you do it. Maybe like if you get like you a la carte, maybe they can print things like at that point it would probably price would have to go up, I guess.
Yeah, they need funding. I think that's what it is. Like
Maybe. I don't know. But I would like to see it. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna wrap up here. Once again, this has been the Game Room Podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe on your way out. Join our Discord, which you can find in the description down below. You can follow me on Blue Sky at RoneW. Always talking about video games, Philadelphia sports, pro wrestling, the good kind anyway.